In Japan, during the middle of the Edo period, there was a small tea house in a quiet village, about half a day's walk from the capital. It was not a place people talked about. There was no sign at the door, no invitation written anywhere. If the door happened to be open, one could step inside and rest for a while. Those who visited rarely spoke about the tea itself. Instead, they remembered the feeling of the time spent there, as if the silence had stayed with them longer than the taste. The tea house was tended by an elderly tea master. He had no disciples, and avoided gatherings where teachings were discussed. When people asked him for advice, he did not explain. He served tea instead. Each day followed the same rhythm. He opened the door in the morning, heated the water, cleaned the utensils, and quietly closed the door at dusk. He did not try to improve the routine. He believed that changing less often revealed more. One day, a samurai came to the tea house. He was known for his skill with the sword and was soon to face a duel. Those around him believed the outcome was already decided. His opponent posed little threat, yet the samurai's face showed no confidence. It was not fear, nor hesitation, but a restless feeling he could not name, one that refused to settle. The samurai sat down and looked around the tea room in silence. The sound of boiling water, the faint movement of air, and distant footsteps outside felt unusually clear that day. After a long pause, he spoke softly. "When I hold my sword, my mind moves before my body." It was not a question seeking an answer. It sounded more like an honest confession. The tea master did not reply. He did not nod, and did not disagree. He simply heated the water and warmed the cups, continuing the familiar order of his movements. It was as if words were unnecessary, as if the situation required no explanation. The tea master poured the first cup. Steam rose slowly into the room. The samurai took a sip. He did not comment on the taste, but his breathing grew slightly deeper, and the tension in his shoulders eased. Just enough to be felt, not enough to be noticed. The second cup was poured. This time the samurai lifted the cup and held it in his hands. He did not drink. He did not set it down. He simply waited. He did not know what he was waiting for, only that there was no need to hurry. Then the tea master did not pour a third cup. He placed the kettle down and said nothing. The samurai waited, but he did not ask. He sensed that the silence was not demanding anything from him. There was only an empty cup, and time moving quietly forward. After a while, the samurai bowed. He did not ask another question, and did not claim to understand. He stood up and left the tea house without a word. That day, the duel never took place. When people asked him why, the samurai did not offer a long explanation. He simply said, "It was already enough." Not pouring the third cup was not a lesson and not a test. The tea master did not try to change the samurai or guide his decision. He merely recognized that nothing more needed to be added. In that moment, the samurai had already put his sword down. The tea house remained unchanged afterward. It did not explain itself and offered no conclusions. Yet those who visited often said something similar. What stayed with me was not what was done, but what was left undone. Sometimes choosing not to add anything is the clearest decision of all. Thank you for watching, and I hope this story stayed with you.